arguably the game of the year in the NFL, the Niners and the Ravens.
The 25th touchdown pass of the season for Lamar Jackson. Another touchdown for Lamar Jackson. Stiff arms a man, touchdown. We're tied at 14, 4th and 1. The Ravens turn him over on downs. It is good!
Big trust.
The Ravens have made it 8 consecutive wins.
There's a game that lived up in every conceivable way. I'll sign up for that as the Super Bowl right now. But it does bring us this question. Rex Ryan, it's a true or false question. This year's Ravens would be the first team ever to average 200 rushing yards per game if they do it.
Greeny, I was going to say true regardless of the question because I'm so good at this game. I'm saying true.
Delightful because it's false. The answer, the 19, oh, I'm sorry. It is true. I read it.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Who's the man? Who's the man? I'm the man. Thank you, Barry. That's great.
Hembo gave me another team, so I assumed the answer was false. It was the 78 Patriots averaged 198.
I knew they averaged 198. Sam Bam Cunningham and company. No. You guys thought so? Nah. 2 yards shy. I knew it.
Well done. Score that one E1 if you're keeping track at home. Meanwhile, let's take you to the late game. Last night, we got the Patriots and the Texans in Houston, and the members of this Texans defense, Rex, they showed up in style before the game, and then they showed up in style once it began. Brady going to be picked off.
They showed me everything with the pregame outfit. They knew they were going to destroy this hapless New England Patriot offense, and it shows up right there. Great play by Roby.
Texans would cash in off the turnover. Third quarter, Pats are down 14-3. They're going for it on a 4th and inches. Sanu has got to catch this.
Sanu, what the heck? I think Giselle said it best. Tom can't throw it and catch it.
That's exactly right. And then last night, Deshaun Watson could throw it, and Kenny Stills could catch it. How about this pass?
Yeah, why not? Look at all the weapons he has. Is it Hopkins? Is it Fuller? No, it's Kenny Stills. Now you see why they traded for him.
And they're having fun in Houston, and then just for good measure, they're running a crazy play at the finish. This is a reverse option, and it's Watson who takes it in for the score.
Crazy to me, Greeny, because they only had 2 Clemson Tigers running this play. It's the Clemson option right there, and it works for a touchdown.
Game was not as close as the final score would seem. Texans, a huge win.
Yeah, and listen, it's not mere conjecture to say that Tom Brady is struggling. His completion percentage, knowing from experience, is brought to you by Farmers Insurance, is 29th in the league. Dudes named Josh Allen and Mitchell Trubisky are making more passes to their receivers. Is there something, Dan, that you can show us to illustrate why he's having such a hard time connecting?
Lack of trust between Tom Brady and his wide receivers. Okay, so the Patriots are notorious for taking advantage of opportunistic defenses. I want everyone to pay attention to Tom Brady right now and then Philip Dorsett at the bottom of the screen, because what Brady sees is off coverage by 4 defensive backs in really this corner. And when you get an off defensive back, you want to take advantage of him with the double move. Well, watch what Brady does. As he's staring down to the bottom of the screen to Dorsett and he sees that off corner, he's going to stick out his left arm and give a signal. Now, it's behind the tailback. What he's doing is giving this kind of signal, like shooting a gun. That's signifying, I want you to pump your route. I want you to double move. Stop and go, hook and go, come back and go. Dorsett is doing his job. He's staring back at Brady. He sees the signal. Now, Brady drops back the pass because he trusts that Philip Dorsett has seen that signal, but it falls incomplete. And you're going to see frustration on Brady's face. Now watch this interaction with offensive coordinator Josh McDaniel, right? Because Brady's going to tell him, listen, I know, I gave him the signal. This is the signal I gave him. His job is to pay attention to me and run the route that I'm giving him. But pay attention, this is the biggest thing right here. I want you to try and read his lips as he's telling Josh McDaniels, listen, man, I can't do it anymore. I don't trust him. Quarterback and receiver's relationship is like any other everyday relationship. It's based upon trust. Once that trust goes away, the relationship becomes broken. Right now, Tom Brady's relationship with his wide receivers is broken.
And look, Dan, the truth is that we're in December. So, Greeny, the question remains, and it really become a big one, especially over the last couple of weeks. What are they supposed to do about it? And is it fixable with who they currently have on the roster?
We're going
to go on the clock. And before that, I am going to toss back to Greeny.
Yeah, it is a good question to ask. What do the Patriots do about the circumstance they find themselves in here? And I will get Dan back over here for On the Clock. Go ahead. Come on over, Dan, because the first question I have is a good one. This season began with Antonio Brown on the Patriots roster, and it is ending with the Patriots at this point completely devoid of weapons. So I'll put 60 seconds on the clock, and I will ask you the following question, Rex Ryan. Should the Patriots bring Antonio Brown back?
They have to. This is it. They have no weapons. When your running back is your second weapon, that's not good enough. And here's the thing. I say they have to. Nobody in their right mind would bring this guy into their team in the first place. But the fact that New England did at the beginning of the year tells you they knew what they had and what they didn't have. But I would never bring this dude.
You're out of your mind. There's no way that they can bring him back.
Now, of course not, man. I just said it.
I just did a segment on having trust in your wide receivers. There's no way that you can trust Antonio Brown, let alone trust him to do the right stuff on the football field. You can't trust him to do the right stuff off the football field.
No, and that's why they'll never bring him back. Don't get me wrong. I said they have to because they got nobody. But I also did say they were crazy to bring the guy in the first place, and they wouldn't bring him back.
Not only that, he set fire to every possible bridge on his way out of town, including with the owner of the team, which is not someone that you should be messing with.
Here's the question. Would they rather lose than bring AB back? Because bringing AB back gives them a significant chance to win, and it reduces their opportunity. It increases their chances.
That's making the assumption
man coverage. I can tell you that.
AB becomes someone that he has not been. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, well, mightn't he get suspended by the NFL? He might. The basic idea here is if someone wants to bring Antonio Brown in, the league will then have to make a decision on whether he's going to be suspended or not for all the things that happened. To this point, they haven't had to make that decision. Next topic. Someone is going to win the NFC East, and as such, will host a playoff game in the first round of the playoffs. Dan, who's it going to be?
Give me the Redskins. No, I'm not taking the Redskins.
I love it. I love
Goodness gracious. No, seriously, I might think about taking the Redskins. I still say that the Eagles, I can't imagine that their defense is going to play that bad. I don't know, Greeny. I don't know. I like to try and sit up here and sound smart at times. I don't know. Hopefully none of them. Hopefully neither team wins, because right now neither the Cowboys or the Eagles look like they wanted to win the division. If I have to pick a team right now, I'm going to go with the team that I've had since week one. I'll take the Eagles.
Yeah, I said it not because I believe that the Eagles are that great a team, but I believed in the schedule. And then they go out and lose to Miami. For my goodness. So it looks like Dallas will go. But hell, I hate Dallas. I hate Philly. The Redskins. I'm back with you. I'm with you on that.
The Redskins play Green Bay this week. They are a 2-touchdown underdog.
Okay, there goes that.
Should they somehow win that game, and no one expects them to, they actually will be a factor in how the division is decided. But the correct answer is Dallas. The Cowboys are going to wind up winning the division. Final one, and this is my favorite question of the day. Which of the two New York football teams will Rex Ryan be the coach of next year? The Jets or the Giants? What do you think?
The New York Mets. I think the Mets. I don't care. They got a new guy. I'm going in there. I'm a great hitting instructor.
This is a no-brainer. If Rex is going to go coach the Giants, he's got to go coach his son.
Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones.
You love Daniel Jones.
He is my son, but I got to admit, I was mad at my son yesterday. He played like, you know what?
You could go coach the Giants right now. Would you?
No chance. I'd go back to the Jets in a heartbeat.
Would you go get Saquon Barkley the football?
Yeah, maybe. Like, are you kidding me? What happened to this guy?
If you went to coach the Jets, would you be excited about your quarterback, Sam Darnold?
I'd trade for Daniel Jones, and of course not. I mean, look. I mean, you know what's so funny though? Look at these two teams. Like, man, every week we're so disappointed in these guys. Dan, you mentioned the Giants. Are you kidding me? Like Pat Shurmur. I'm not looking to get anybody fired or whatever. But if you win 2 games, guess what, Cat? You get yourself fired.
By the way, Pat Shurmur has now coached the same number of regular season games that Ben McAdoo did when McAdoo was the coach of the Giants. McAdoo was a much, much better coach. He had far better record.
More wins?
Than Shurmur did. Yes, I had the stat here earlier. Was it six more wins in the same number of games?
That's not
Ben
good.
McAdoo. And they both benched Eli Manning.
I think they made the playoffs
you
too.
Tell me what the
Giants
difference
fans, you guys want to talk about it?
All right, we will talk about that and more. Meanwhile, a little eye candy for you. Rams, Arizona, Jared Goff throwing a screen pass to Robert Woods. And look at the block he's going to get, Dan, from his quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, Jared Goff, known to be a physical presence. Watch him. Oh, man. Get your face smushed, 16. you will be getting a text message from me on this one. Absolutely.
Did you ever throw a block in a game of any significance? I mean,
actually, funny you bring that up. In 2011, I threw the game-winning block to beat the Titans at home to spring Donald Brown for an 82-yard touchdown. No big deal.
With that video, it never happened.
You were playing the wrong position, Daniel.
This
Should
is
have been a
the
tackle.
21st annual Big Ten ACC Challenge tomorrow. Trey Jones and Duke taking on Cassius Winston and Michigan State. Then Wednesday, number 10, Ohio State taking on Cole Anthony and Carolina. It's all available for you on ESPN, and you can watch it live on the ESPN app. Coming up, Jim Harbaugh's now 0-5 against Ohio State as Michigan